If you watched the last handicap reset episode, you already know this round was coming. After a couple of weeks away on vacation, I had some time to clear my head, think through the direction of the channel, and reset my golf brain a little bit. Sometimes stepping away is exactly what you need to start shooting your way out of bad golf. So today, we're back on the course, and we're chasing glory days. Just a 5-wood layup, a little left of the oak tree, just trying to get it down there. Perfect. Yardage according to the laser says 122. My 9 goes 120 and my 8 goes 130. It's kind of into the wind, so I'm going to take a little 8 and just nice and smooth right at the flag, because it's the middle of the green in the back, so I should be good. Nice little 8-iron. Kind of thin, bled to the right, but on the fringe I can bump and run from there. All right, a lot of green to work with here. I'm going to bump and run it with an 8. Carry it a little bit of the way and let it roll the rest. It's going to go right to left. Play the ball back in my stance and lean to my left. See how we do. All right, that's probably about 6 feet left. Let's get up there and see if we can make a maybe an 8-footer for par. All right, a little longer than I wanted there, but it is the first hole, no warm-up. Par 5. See if I can get out with a par. Maybe a little bit right to left, maybe just about 3 inches outside the cup. Get my target in my line up, trust my aim, make a good firm stroke. And there's a par. All right, hole number 11, par 4. I like this hole. It's water left, so I can't be too far left. But I aim that direction and kind of fade it back to the middle. And started straight but fading to the right side. Should be good from there. 100 to the pin. Maybe a half a club downwind. And a little right to left. I'm going to take my 52 and just kind of go towards this flag, because my miss is to the right, but the wind should be protecting me from that. Got underneath it, it's going to be short. Little short, chip and putt for par. Yeah, kind of a tough one here. Short-sided. I'm going to take my sand wedge, which is my 56 degree. Just try to fly it on the front side of the green. Should release a little bit and hopefully leave me a tap in. A little more than a tap in. I got a good solid 4.5 footer. Went a little right to left on land, so I'm going to play it just outside the right edge and try to finesse it in with a pace putt. Another par. Third hole today, number 12, par 4. Basically pretty straight. Down the left with a little cut. Try not to let this one bleed to the right to start. Try to make sure I started on the left side. Perfect, perfect. That was well hit too. You know, I see people every day show up to the golf course with a $55 box of golf balls. It's like over $5 a ball. And here I am playing with 71-cent nitros, Nitro Crossfires. A makeshift set from Play It Again Sports that I think I spent less than 15 bucks a club for. And I'm having a great time. So don't fall into the hype of you need the best balls, the best equipment. Now I do have a nice putter because of my back though. And get outside and play golf. And subscribe while you're at it. Alright, according to the laser rangefinder gods, 98 yards. Again, just about identical to the same shot I just had. I used my 52 last time and it was slightly short. And I hit it pretty good, but a little heavy. So I'm going to try it one more time. And if I don't hit it good this time, next time I know to go a little up. But this should be a perfect yardage for me. Nice and smooth. Pins in the middle. And that should be all over it. Just short, hopped on the green. So I'm not quite hitting it as far today. I'm going to pay attention to that next time I get a 100-yard shot. And just club up a little bit. All right, probably 25 feet. But guess what, everybody? This is in range. Pretty straight. Uphill, needs to be a little bit of pace. Just a bit outside. But 3 holes, 3 pars. I always find this hole a little bit challenging. Just because I have a hard time with driver. It's uphill, a little to the right. Suits my eye great. I just have a hard time executing this drive. Aim toward the tall pine to the left side of the fairway. And a confident little cut. Started right, it's hanging out by the bunker, but it should be all right. If I can find my tee. Yeah, this driver is still new for me. My old gamer was a Nike Sasquatch. Not the square version, but the original version. And I love that thing. This one I kind of miss both ways, left and right. The Sasquatch, my miss was mostly to the right because I try to play a fade on the driver. And I find if you can miss one direction way more consistently than two, you're a lot more confident and you hit the ball better. So I'm a little tentative to pull hook it, which I've done a couple times. I'm a lot better with the driver now. It's a Ping G2. But once I get the confidence with it, maybe a few more rounds, camera's not going to pick it up, but the pin is on the right side, just underneath the pine tree's limbs. 173 yards. This 7 wood is 172 club. So I'm hoping I get a good strike. Should be plenty high enough over the pines. Just a little right. Kick to the left. I should be at the bottom of the hill. Tough up and down for par. Yeah, so there's the pin. Hit this tree, kick to the left on this downhill slope. Probably 70, 80 yards for up and down. It's going to be a tough shot, but if there's anything I learned, I can get up and down from here. And you can too. You just got to be confident in your club and your yardages. This is why you practice 100 yards and in. Then these are your gamers. Wish me luck. All right, this is 70 yards with a downhill lie, so it's going to take a little bit of loft off. I'm going with my 52. I want to be on the green, so I'm not going to really try to lay it short. But if it happens, it happens. Choking up a little bit, but still a pretty good swing here. And that is unfortunate. No worse than bogey now. Come on. Yeah, I shallowed out a little too early there. So I'm going to go to my 56 sand wedge. I want to make sure I'm on the green. So I need to carry, but I also want to stay close. Ooh. Got lucky that didn't go off the back. Okay. So the wedges I'm still working on, where I'm most inconsistent. But also with this new putter, I'm having a hard time gauging the distance on these long lags. So this is a second focal point of my game that I'm working on. I'm probably 75, 80 feet away. It's going to be a big stroke. When in doubt, play it straight. Trying to get a 2-putt. And that's a good putt for me. Probably about 4 foot left. I think it's going to move a little to the left. for a double bogey. So I played 18 yesterday in the men's league, shot a 79, and I almost holed this shot out yesterday. Ended up being 8 feet long for a birdie putt that I missed. But my last stroke here almost holed out. So I got some confidence going into this shot. Pins in the back center. Taking a 5 hybrid and trying to be aggressive here. Kind of tugged it a little bit to the left. Should be the left side of the green. Just on the fringe. But still a pretty good shot. It was really solid. This putt's going to swing left to right. Pretty significantly, I think. A little on the fringe, but I'm going to putt it because I need practice with this. But I'm going to aim it left of my bag. So this might not be a par, but I've never been here before. I need to figure out where it goes. That's pretty good. Still kind of a knee knocker for par now. Pretty straight, left side of the flag stick. Got my target along the line to line up. Now I need just a confident little stroke. Didn't move at all. All right. That'll be a bogey. 15. Dog leg left, par 5. Right up there by the senior tees. No need to laser. This is straight up a 5. Just over the branches, lay up, anywhere to the right side of the fairway. Should be good. Lasers say 114. My 8-iron goes 120. Pins in the middle. So this should be pretty good. Right over top of the right side of the bunker. Should be putting for birdie. Look who's watching me in my birdie putt. A red-tailed hawk. 25 footer for birdie, left to right. It's kind of on top of a ridge, so if I go long, it's going to roll. But it's also going to want to stay short. I'm going to go about 2.5 feet out to the left. Find my target. Picking out a spot right about here in front of my ball to line up my club. Trust my line and focus on speed. And like I said, it's not going to want to get there. Oh man, this is where I struggle with this putter, is just getting the touchdown. a good par though. Mr. Honk is not impressed. Number 16, which always plays the hardest for me because of this pine tree cluster on the left. Sticks just ever so slightly in the fairway. Kind of makes me start it in the middle, and it tends to bleed to the right edge because it's right in, just impacts me visually. But it's a long par 4, dead straight ahead. Again, start it down the middle, cuts to the right, and I'm somewhere along the tree line with a very tough second shot. Taking relief from these roots because I ain't about to do that. 194. I'm going to try to cut a 5-wood around the tree, but if anything it's going to be a little short because I'm into the wind, which is okay. And it didn't cut. Alright, let's go find it. Pretty lengthy shot too. Kind of pulled that pretty significantly. Want to make sure I'm on the green with a chance at making a par putt. So I got my 56. Open it up a little bit so I can get more of a full swing and not decelerate. But try to throw it up there. Short. Alright, a nice 52-degree Vokey. Alright, green's going with me, which is good. Get it on the green, let it release. Alright, this should be interesting. According to the golf gods that are the laser rangefinders, 176 yards to the pin. My 7-wood is 175, so I'm going to play the 7-wood. Big Bertha, Heavenwood. My miss is to the right, so I'm going to aim. I'm going to move in the ball position, a little bit of a lump behind it. I'm going to aim to the left of the green, between the flag and the bunker. And it's not pushing to the right, but I carried the bunker. Going to be a little long. It's going to be a tough up and down. All right, must have landed pretty softly. I can just barely get the ball in the pin and frame. .52-degree. Carry it onto the green because it's a little downhill. It's going to kick downhill and a little to the right. For par. Really bad chip. Kind of got unlucky with that. Landed softer than I thought. Casual bogey. All right, number 18. Sitting at, if I make a par here, 41. So I'm going to be hyper aggressive and try to really, I haven't tried this yet, try to really go after this driver. A little bit wider on my stance. Kind of a draw, but it'll curl back in a little bit off that hill. And that's, if you're familiar with the channel, I've had a spinal fusion and a couple back surgeries here, and that was probably the first time I was comfortable really going after a ball with the driver in a very long time. And I hit it well. It just drew a little bit. But I can't do it often. But after 9 holes, I was nice and warmed up. I've been walking. Yeah, this is a good drive. 178. So I'm taking my 7-wood again. And I'm going right at this sucker. A little bit of a downhill lie, so I got to be a little careful. But I'm being aggressive. And that is right at it. Oh my God. Cheap ball, premium performance. In fact, I'm going to start the camera because that might be 4 feet away. Just goes to show you. You don't need $55 golf balls to get performance, guys. Just good, smart play. Play within yourself. Hit the club you know to hit. And good things happen. Let me turn the camera around. Yeah, it's a little long. Might be closer to 6 feet. It's hard to tell. But I'm gonna grab my putter. Walk you in. All right, for birdie and a 9-hole score of 40. Maybe 7-8 inches of break right to left. So I'm going to play about 7 inches off the cup. And it all depends on my read. Not near much break as I thought. Oh well, it's a good par. 9-hole score of a 41. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day.